Welcome to the Coffee Break Podcast. I'm your host, Marquise Howard, Marketing, Media, and Communications Coordinator for Riverside County Child Support Services. In today's episode, we're speaking with Nicole Windom-Hurd, Director of Riverside County Child Support Services. She'll share her vision for the department and discuss key initiatives for 2024 and what families can look forward to in 2025. You'll learn how Child Support Services collaborates with other Riverside County departments to provide the resources, services, and information you need to support your family. Throughout our discussion, you'll gain valuable insights into how these initiatives will directly benefit families in our community, making child support services more accessible, efficient, and responsive to your needs. So grab your favorite cup of coffee, tea, or water, settle in, and let's enjoy the break. Well, thank you so much for joining today. For those who are unaware of who you are, who exactly are you?
Well, thank you for having me, Marquise. My name is Nicole Windom-Hurd, and for those of you who don't know, I'm the new director for the Department of Child Support Services.
So for those who are unfamiliar with your background, how did you become the Director of Child Support Services?
Well, I started my public service career in 2000 with the Department of Child Support Services, formerly the District Attorney Family Support Division. We split and became our own agency in 2001, and I worked for this agency for almost 20 years now. And I also did a 5-year stint at the Office of County Counsel. So my background is in administration and budgeting and human resources and things of that nature. And so as time went on, I learned more and more about child support, became a deputy director, then became an assistant director, and now I'm the director.
So that's over 20 years of experience with child support?
With child support and 25 years with the county altogether.
And you mentioned that Child Support Services was with the DA's office
Correct.
before? What do you mean by that?
The Family Support Division was a division of the District Attorney's Office back in the day, and they were the lead agency. We then became our own agency through legislation in 2001, and so now Child Support Services was born, and we split from the District Attorney's Office altogether.
Oh, so all the changes through legislation and over 20 plus years, 25 altogether, of changes. I bet within child support, you've seen a lot of changes.
I have. There have been so many changes throughout the years. We used to be an enforcement agency, and we've over time switched to what we call a family-centered support agency, where we do more services to the customers and provide more alternatives for them when they're in need.
What do you mean by an enforcement agency?
By enforcement agency, meaning when we were under the District Attorney's Office, there was legal ramifications attached with that. There could be contempts and things of that nature. And as we switched and became our own agency and moved away from that, being more family-centered, we do more with collaborating with our partners to provide services to our customers in need. So if they're needing a job, we would refer them out to workforce development. If they're veterans, we would need services there, we would refer them out to that agency. So we work with a lot of those agencies within the county and within the community to provide services to our customers, in addition to what we do for child support.
With all of those changes, does that mean that we are no longer an enforcement agency?
There are still times when enforcement is a tool that we use, but it's few and far between. And so it's always a tool that's available for us.
All right. So this past year has been pretty interesting. What are some elements and some highlights that you would want to speak to that you're proud of the accomplishments of the department?
I'd like to speak on our fatherhood program for one. This initiative has been near and dear to my heart, and the agency has taken that initiative and done so much with it. We just finished our 6-month workshop series that happened in June for fatherhood, where we had hundreds of family members come together at the end of that event to congratulate the fathers that went through the workshop program, to learn more about themselves, to learn how to deal with their families, to learn how to work with their children, and then ultimately expanding that out to other districts in the county of Riverside.
Okay, so why do you feel, you said that the Fatherhood Initiative is very near and dear to your heart. Why do you feel that fatherhood engagement is important?
I think a lot of people feel like child support is strictly for the mothers, and that is the furthest from the truth. We're committed to working with both parents. And so ensuring that the fathers understand that we're here for them and to help them be successful, to help them be current in their child support, and also help them learn to spend that time with their child and give them opportunities. We've given classes where we've had, these are things that you can do with your child when you have them on your time. If it's working with the other parent and learning to work with the other parent, we just want to provide those services so that they feel comfort and they feel supported by our agency.
Now, you also mentioned this Fatherhood Initiative expanding. What do you mean by expanding?
So the goal is the first workshop series happened in our local office here in Riverside, but we have other districts within the county of Riverside. So in each district, we're looking to expand that out and provide that workshop program to each of those districts.
Is that specifically only for Riverside County? Or are there other counties associated that are offering assistance? Maybe there's a father that works in Riverside, but perhaps they live in San Bernardino, or perhaps they have to drive to Orange County for some reason, and then their children are in Riverside County. So what do you mean by expanding?
So not only are we expanding in the county of Riverside, but we also work with our partner local child support agencies, where we work together to provide services for anybody. So you can walk into our office and get help here. You can walk into an Orange County office and get help, or San Bernardino County. Anyone in the state of California can help you. And so that's the purpose of that. But for us specifically, we're working to ensure our fathers get services that they need in our county, but we will work with our collaborating agencies to ensure that that happens.
That's really great to hear that there's programs that are offered specifically for fathers and looking to help out fathers holistically, whether that's about programs or you mentioned about mediation, how to speak to a child, perhaps. They themselves are unsure of exactly how to communicate with that child, but now they're able to talk with the child because of the tools that are provided. So you mentioned about the Fatherhood Initiative for 2024. Are there any other highlights that you want to speak to regarding 2024 this past year?
Absolutely. So one of the big things coming out of the County of Riverside is integrated services delivery. And so the Department of Child Support Services has been proactive in ensuring that we are involved in that program. We have co-locations in Temecula, in Harupa Valley. We also have Meade Valley, Desert Hot Springs, and some of the other agencies where we're working to provide services to those agencies. And when you walk into those agencies, the goal is to have a one-stop shop to where if you come in and while you're here for child support, we determine that you need some other services in the county, we can do a warm handoff to those agencies and get you those services right there on the spot.
So when you say integrated services, it sounds as if all the departments are integrating with one another. So if I had a question regarding, let's just say if I have a child support case, but I also had some questions about DPSS, or I also had some questions regarding programs and services offered by First Five, you're able to connect me to some of those departments directly?
Absolutely. So that's part of what integrated services delivery means. So ultimately, we're hoping that all agencies within the County of Riverside will be able to have that functionality. But within our human health and human services portfolio, we are working together to ensure that we can have warm handoffs to where you don't have to feel like you have to go to each of those offices to get the services that you need. We'll be there to do a survey for you and say, okay, hey, take this survey, what we call the whole person health score, and that'll let us know these are the needs that you have. So whether it's a job, whether it's veteran services, whether it's something that you need for your child for learning in First Five, whether you're unhoused at the time or needing some assistance, we'll be able to hand those off to other agencies right there on the spot to get you the services that you need to help you be the best success for yourself.
So you mentioned the Fatherhood Initiative and why it's important for fathers to be engaged. Do you have anything available or offering anything for mothers who might need additional services or might need additional assistance?
So we currently had our first motherhood workshop, and for 2025, we're looking to expand that. Very similar to what we're doing for the fatherhood, is to provide mothers with programs and services that they may need that are unique to their particular circumstances. So to bring in those partner agencies to work with us to help provide workshops for them as well. So for 2025, we're definitely looking to expand that as another initiative for our agency.
And I know that we're mainly talking about families, especially as it relates to Riverside County families who might need assistance. But I did see just recently that there was an employer workshop that was offered. Would you mind on speaking on behalf of what is the employer workshop and what's kind of the goal of the employer workshop for businesses?
Absolutely. So the Southern Inland Region Collaborative is the entity that put on our employer workshop, and that's a compilation of certain Southern location local child support agencies that come together and put on virtual workshops for our employers. Mm-hmm. And these employees are an integral part of what we do at child support because they handle our income wage orders. So we make sure that we provide them with information on what they are required to do by law and how to help them manage and the regulations that come with what they have to do.
Okay. All right. Well, it looks like you've helped lead quite a bit in 2024. But as 2025 is approaching, what initiatives or goals do you have for 2025 as an agency?
So for 2025 as an agency, I just want to ensure that we improve our efficiencies here at the department and that we're providing services to individuals in this county that need it. Sometimes people don't know these services are available and what we offer and that it applies to them. There's no income limit, so anybody can come in no matter what your income is. We also provide genetic testing, which I think a lot of people don't realize that, is available to you. And also family law assistance is on site almost every day of the week to provide legal services for family cases or information.
So if someone has a question regarding family law, or they have a topic about modifying their child support order, questions about custody, there's services available at our Riverside and Blythe and Indio branch locations to offer assistance?
Absolutely. They come in every week to provide those services to the customers. So, what better way than to come in and get your questions answered, not only for child support, but also how to fill out information, how to deal with this case. They're there to provide free legal advice.
And you mentioned an improvement of efficiencies. What do you mean by that?
We just want to make sure that the work that we're doing is done efficiently so that we can get the money to the families quicker. And that's our goal, to ensure that they get the monies in their pocket to do what they need for their children so that their children can have shoes, clothes, food on the table, a roof over their head, to be able to go to that football game or go to prom, those types of things. It makes a difference.
So if you're a parent listening to this conversation between you and I, and someone had questions regarding child support, or perhaps maybe they needed additional services. You touched on some of those veteran services or a DPSS or First 5 Riverside, and they want to know what other programs that are offered in Riverside County. What would you recommend that they do?
I would recommend either to come to our website or come into the office or use our live chat online. We have staff available to answer any questions for you. We really are here to provide a service and to help you. And if it's not with us, we can definitely ensure that it's with someone within the county.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. If you want to find out where we're at in your community, please visit our website and click on the calendar option. From there, you can see our upcoming events, times, and other detailed information to know exactly where we're going to be. And as always, I want to remind each and every one of you that if you need immediate child support assistance, you can visit our website to use live chat. Our live chat features allows you to chat with the child support specialist from any device, computer, laptop, tablet, or phone. We even make it convenient to make an appointment online, whether it's in person, virtual, or over the phone. We want to make sure that it's easy for you to connect with us at a time that works best for you. If you can't make it into our office Monday through Friday, don't worry. Our office is open one Saturday out the month. Be sure to visit our website, www.riverside.org, www.rivcodcss.com to find out which Saturday we will be open for that month. We hope that each and every one of you has a great holiday and New Year's. We'll be back for the next season of the podcast in 2025. See you next year.